Alright, what the fuck? Happenings YouTube atheist community and stickam fun. Really tired. Anyway, I don't stickam, who the hell knows? Chicks, really good chicks last night. Good stuff. Conversations, yeah, there was lots of debates about stuff, so I guess it was pretty good. Arguments about stuff, good. Yeah, it was all good in a lot of ways. I kicked a couple people I really didn't like to kick. Nate, Tonic Nate, you know, we got on this stupid argument about absolute or intrinsic value, and it really was irritating because it just had so much. I'm so pissed off. I've been arguing all week with this one of these fucking amoralist assholes. You know, so lots of videos on that at the website, and you know, this whole argument, and there's just so many ways to argue it. But you know, I think I've done okay. But yeah, I mean, I just haven't gotten the point across that you know, when we give something rights, we're not giving something rights. We're recognizing their rights. That's the whole fucking point. You're not, the right is inside the thing. The thing has the rights. It's like when we said black people aren't slaves, it wasn't because we just declared it. We made it a truth. It was already a fucking truth that you can't do that. They have a right. They're a human. You can't fucking enslave them. I mean, when we made women equal partners in the game, it was a recognition of their right to be considered an equal. It was their fucking right. It wasn't something we gave them. It wasn't something we owned. Our opinion of them isn't something we have. We recognize the fucking truth. And this whole argument about whether or not these other sentient creatures are worth consideration is just not an open question. It's a fucking fact. We recognize the fact of it. Now you can say their rights don't measure up to your superiority and that you're worthy of more than they are. You can try to make that argument, but not to acknowledge that they have a substance and a merit that can't be denied. And that's just the truth of it. So that's where the argument gets really irritating, is when these assholes keep trying to argue that somehow it's a mental perception, you know, and it's not a fucking recognition of a reality. It's a recognition of a reality. It's not something we just get to make up on our own. It's the truth, and we reveal the fucking truth. Suffering sucks. Anyway. Stickam, so what else about it? So, sorry, Nate, but yeah, I was just way too sick of this fucking bullshit to put up with any other assholes making inane and silly arguments. So, yeah. So anyway, at the end there was this infidel chick, and she was really good. Smart chick. Sorry, I don't mean to say the chick thing. It's just, you know, it's just my nature. You know, girls make me nervous. So I call them cute little names, like Vagina Head. But whatever. You know, Karina was there. She's had some shit in her life, not good, blah, blah, blah. So go to her blog and get all depressed. I'll post a link. You know, people giving her shit this week about bullshit. You know, Karina's always right. Like 98% of the time, she's fucking right. You know, she don't know shit about circumcision and prostitution, but on every other subject, she's always nails it really good. She's pretty fucking reliable. So people are gonna go all ape shit over semantics. Fuck you. Anyway, you're idiots. Listen to the Karina. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, there's nothing else. The old hacks, a lot of people were there. Thank you, blah, blah, blah. Chicklet guy and girl and people and such and so forth and whatnot. You know, Andre. I mean, you know, I appreciate people who show up every week. And it really wasn't bad. You know, like I said, it was pretty, you know, there was some humor in there. Good, you know, biting conversation. It's good. It's a good night. And, you know, I'm just not in the mood for anything, so I mean, you know, I would have enjoyed it more if I just wasn't in such a shitty mood, generally speaking. So anyway, my videos, yeah, you know, I did one on this economics thing, and then Nick did his, and he did post mine on his blog, you know, his website with Remy's. So there's these 3 videos on the capitalism thing. So I'll do my response to it, and I still think they're getting off subject. I mean, they're still doing this thing about that there is such a thing as true free markets and there is such a thing as controlled economy, and there really isn't. There's these political bastardizations, and there's all kinds of circumstances. And again, Remy was talking about when the Great Wall came down, and that was about so many different things. I mean, people just don't get it. All right, these communist countries weren't locking their people in for no reason. They weren't doing it because oh, you know, it's so horrible here, we have to cage the people in. You know, the truth was is they they fucking had public education. They financed all that stuff, so they made a ton of engineers. They made a lot of competent human beings in their countries, and those competent human beings could take that competency and they could sell it on the free market at a high price because they didn't have to pay for it. They had essentially Harvard educations they got in Russia or in, you know, East Germany, and they could take it on the open market, make big fucking money, and that's what they wanted to do. So they wanted to take their socialist privilege, all the benefits of socialism, and they want all the benefits of capitalism, and so it was a big ripoff, okay? Because they didn't want to pay the taxes that you got to pay for the education they got. So that was sort of the nasty truth here, is that part of that wall was about the fact that, you know, if you're going to take our free education, you don't really have a right to go sell it in another country, you shithead. You're supposed to fucking give it back to your country, the country that gave you that education. You guys should have some goddamn decency and give it back to that country. And they didn't want to do that. And so that was the big scam. So it was just that there was some communist people who were just motherfucking scumbags, in my opinion, because they took all the liberties and the rights that they got from socialism, and they just wanted to steal it. They wanted to take the free and take it out in the free market and be selfish assholes. So they wanted the benefits of the communalism, and they wanted the benefits of the freedom, and you can't have both. And so that's sort of Remy's argument that somehow communism has to be able to survive in the real world and all this crap. And that's like arguing that in Star Wars or something, if the little Muppet furry guys, if their planet gets blown up, well, it's their fault. They failed because they didn't survive the Empire. I mean, that's just sort of bullshit. Why should communism have to compete or survive malicious and aggressive capitalists who will impose 50 years of sanctions on a communist country? 50 years of it. I mean, was Cuba a fair experiment? Oh, we took away their biggest cash crops, you know, of tobacco and resort beaches, and, you know, the biggest part of the economy we took away from them. And you're going to say, oh yeah, it's a fair competition. No, it isn't. We cheated like shit. We cheated. All over the fucking place we cheated. And that's the bullshit of this argument. So fuck that. And then when you add in all the exploitation, we export our slavery to other fucking countries. Yeah, the communists can't get away with that, you know? So they can't play by the same slimy rules we play by. Well, anyways, I think it's just a bogus argument. And I don't even want to get into that argument. Again, I want to focus on policy, incorporation. Let's talk about what incorporation has done to the free market and how it's destroyed it. Let's talk about bankruptcy and how they aren't really being true risk takers because they have this out where they can say, oh no, it's not my problem. Let's talk about stockholders who invest in companies, create sham businesses, and then all bail out and say, no, I get to keep my money. I'm not responsible for the business I finance being crooked. No, I'm not. Oh, no, it's not my fault they're crooks. Bullshit, it's your fault. But they're not going to get on those subjects. But we'll see. See where I can drag them to the truth. So, man, this is two subjects I've been ranting on. Damn it, sorry. So what else? Somebody sent me this link to the guy who did the Zeitgeist movies. It wasn't really bad documentary about him. I don't think I heard all of it. I mean, he's, you know, full of himself and all that kind of crap, and he's full of shit too. He really doesn't understand anything. I mean, he's right about a lot of things, but he's only 70% right. And that whole zeitgeist thing and this resource economy is such a pile of crap. There's nothing wrong with money. There's something wrong with stocks and bonds and all the other crap we call money. But there's nothing wrong with the idea of cash. Anyway, this is just political crap, news stories. So there's the Modern Mystic again on the. Where he just did a really horrible video, just real standard political mumbo jumbo. Vital finds, but it's kind of sad. She got cancer and shit. And this is some Matt videos. I don't know. Oh, this is one of these scumbags who's ragging on Karina, you know, and he's talking about how you know, reported rape statistics, like that means anything. You know, reported rape statistics from Muslim countries. What a fucking joke. Anyway. I don't know what this is. Yeah, these are all Matt videos. I don't know why they're all showing up. I didn't watch all of those. This is Nicotine 2 on his new channel, ContraPoints. And Scientism. I don't even remember that video. I must not have thought much of it. He started some sort of discussion about this YouTube discourse thing, which I thought was pretty lame, actually. Some people seem to think there's some sort of meaningful something here, but I don't see anything meaningful. You do have to have these arguments. I don't think there was anything wrong when Nicotine was arguing with the truthers about 9/11. I think he made some good, cogent arguments, put them in their place. That's what you got to do. You got to argue with these creationists. You can't just let them get away with talking their propaganda. Somebody's going to point out that it's full of snakes and blubber and snake oil. Anyway, what else? Professor Anton videos. Yeah, so that's about it. Yeah, crashing into last week. Yeah, there was a Sarahan video to Be Serious. I finally did get around to watching some of that shit. More of this controversy about how whether people should be ragging on Jesus Freak or whether they shouldn't or whether this or, but all of it doesn't matter. I mean, I'm just saying that the take people are taking is just kind of stupid. If you're going to be a Christian, then you might as well be one all the way, right? I mean, what's the point of saying I believe in God, but oh yeah, I'm going to modify who God is? It's kind of nutty. And so, yeah, and I'm not going to really respect his opinion. Now, I'm going to sit there and judge God's opinion. No, you either believe in the shithead or you don't. And if you believe God's potentially insane, well, then it's just time to hang it up, isn't it? Why, I mean, why would you believe the promise of a heaven or a hell if he's insane? So the whole game is over. So if you're going to be critical of God's judgment, you might as well not believe in him. Yeah, or try to overthrow him, or some such thing. So, yeah, I don't know if I have to say anything else. Got other videos to make. Been doing the vlogger head thing, so I've been arguing with people there. And so, keep me out of jail, so to speak. And I don't know if there's anything else I really need to report on. No, I mean, YouTube is just, it's way too much for people to have to click on a link and to watch videos on the website and all that kind of stuff. And so, whatever. I mean, obviously that's just the way the YouTube works. So, yeah, whatever. Yeah, whatever, that's all I'll say. Is, well, yeah, whatever. So, till next time and such. So, I'm probably going to be, eventually, it's going to be all website, I think. I don't. Fuck Google, fuck this whole bullshit. None of this stuff's honestly indexed. I mean, I see it all the time. I type in inmendham, look at the search results, my videos don't even show up, then they'll show up 10 minutes later, then they'll be gone again. I mean, they just keep fucking with these indexes. They don't mean anything. It's just a pile of shit. Fuck it. So anyway. Now, I think